Welcome to the den, the Dingus Den.
Welcome to the Dingus Den for a brand new episode of the Comic Club, where I'm joined here with Chris for part 3 of our special little mini-series, Christmas mini-series here, where we're talking about Batman, Santa Claus, Silent Night. Here's the third issue. We talked about the first 2 issues in last couple of videos, so go check those out if you haven't already. This has been a fun little mini-series, and so I'm looking forward to talking about more of it, especially with what is just here in this third issue, so I'm ready to get into this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do it.
Let's do it. Let's
also,
just
don't forget to like this video and subscribe to
thank
this channel and all that fun stuff. And comment, but wait till the end of the video to comment because,
Right.
I always have that problem. I always comment in the middle of the video and there's other stuff I want to comment about at the end of the video. I'm like, damn it, I should have waited.
Yes, do all that stuff too. Thank you for highlighting that. But anyway, let's just go ahead and get right into this. It begins in Hyde Park, London, where we see these winged creatures. They're all of a sudden attacking these people on Christmas Eve. The creatures then swarm this attack helicopter, but all of a sudden, Hot Girl comes in, saves the day, fending off the creatures and saving the soldier that was in that helicopter. So anyway, we then see these creatures sort of just chasing Hot Girl, and then all of a sudden, this green barrier appears, revealing that Green Lantern, Sojourner Mullen, is there to help. Another winged creature then comes in for an attack, where Wonder Woman then interjects, just going right down on this creature, and reveals that, well, these are actually harpies. Call back to where we actually saw these winged creatures earlier in issue 2. Like I said, if you haven't watched it, go check it out. And so, anyway, it's revealed that they're harpies. They spend time fighting them off, and then Wonder Woman uses her lasso of truth on one of them that reveals that they're sent from Krampus. Krampus is behind this big attack on London. So, cut to where we see Blue Beetle is joined with the other heroes. There's this red portal that appears where they're expecting Santa Claus to come out, but instead, we get the appearance of a brand new character here, Peppermint John, an elf from Santa's workshop, but an actual Norse elf. It's not a tiny midget elf. It's an actual elf. And so, anyway, Peppermint John here, he's tasked with fetching the heroes to help Santa Claus fight this giant sea serpent, Gander. So that's where the heroes then go through the portal. Superman goes up, punches the serpent. Santa starts having a talk with Superman, which is then just interrupted by Gander, who just then chomps Superman and Blue Beetle. But Santa takes the advantage and asks just hey, Superman, can you just carry this big serpent for me while you're in its mouth? And so they just start flying off to Santa's base, his sanctuary, where Peppermint John then opens up a portal to the destination, where it's revealed that it's in Greenland, where we then see Krampus is there attacking Santa's base. So all the heroes then rush through the portal, attacking Krampus, where we see Krampus speak, as well as the ghosts that speak within him. And then we see Santa and Superman, who's still inside the serpent, come in. Anyway, Superman then just exits the mouth of the serpent, confronts Krampus, trying to hold him off, but then the ghost of Krampus then just start mind controlling Superman, or take control of his body. And then Krampus takes this opportunity while all the heroes are distracted by whatever the crap just happened to Superman. Krampus takes this opportunity to steal Damian Wayne, calling him a naughty child. And then Superman goes to destroy the barrier of Santa's base here, where he breaks open the glacier and then frees all the monster kind that Santa has imprisoned. So they're now all just free now, and that's where the issue ends. That's where it ends. Like I said, a very quick issue here. That's for sure.
First of all, did you ever think you'd be saying this statement, Superman and Santa?
I mean, maybe not before I read this series, but
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's
uh,
just Superman and Santa.
right? Superman, Santa, yeah. That's I just gotta say, I remember we in the last video we talked so much about these winged creatures being like, I think we were calling them fallen angels. Here they are being harpies.
They're
And
just
so
harpies. Yeah,
they're
they're
harpies.
just monsters.
Yeah, just one.
Uh,
There's, I mean, it fits with it being the whole, I guess,
yeah.
Norse stuff going on.
Yes.
You know, harpies suck fighting in God of War. That's where a lot of my Norse knowledge comes from. I'll just say that right up front now. So
That and the MC and Marvel. That and
a
Marvel.
little bit, yeah. But you know,
Yeah,
God of War
not
does
so
a better
much in
job.
DC. They don't really touch it too much, except right now.
I know, right? And that's what kind
Um,
of makes it interesting because
yeah.
what I wasn't expecting at all going into this was the fact of how much Norse stuff we'd get inside of a Batman Santa Claus story.
Yeah. Agreed.
And so it's a
And
cool
then
twist.
the like so many characters show up.
It's a lot of characters. It's
So many characters show up.
because that's the other thing too is whenever you just look at the covers, they at least from the first two, you kind of get this idea. It's a more grounded thing between something I mentioned near the end of the last one is a trinity of like Batman, Superman, and now Santa Claus. But now we just keep on getting more and more people come in, right? Last issue we had Miss Martian. The first issue we had more of the Bat family, right? Nightwing,
Yeah.
Batgirl. Then next issue we got Miss Martian, and then Green Arrow, Black Canary, and now we have Hawk Girl, a Green Lantern, and Wonder Woman here, and and Blue Beetle. I was like, yep.
Yeah.
And so it just makes for a lot going on here, though. So it's definitely a quick, fun beginning, though. Nice, I guess, lady team up at the beginning. Is quick beginning, just sort of just fending off the next wave of the threat that was teased.
Yeah, I really like the use of the lasso and
yeah.
doing that and showcasing that power of her being able to use it to also speak the language of who she is lassoing.
It was
That's really cool.
It was a nice touch there, and it was just that beginning third. It was just kind of like it was just a fun action sequence. I feel like because we just saw the harpies attack and some of the heroes fighting against it. Just kind of showing off, I guess, kind of like another section of the universe. Other than that, because it's like, well, we already knew it's from Krampus. Other than them learning about it, but
and then of course Peppermint John.
I was about to say, yes, we get Peppermint John, the first appearance of Peppermint John. Very funny.
One thing I'm kind of, it's a little bit of a hole to me is Damian Wayne being like, oh, it's a monster, but it's obviously an elf. Like, you would think Damian Wayne would be smart enough. I know his character is very impulsive, but at the same time, I feel like showcasing like oh, I'm gonna go kick an elf.
I think the point of it is you start. I think he starts kicking when it's only the shadow in the portal, and so like you see this image here of where it's just only like the ears are kind of there, and I think it's going off of that to where it looks more Krampus like than Santa like.
Because in the second one, like the second
the panel
frame that we have, second panel, yeah, thank you. It looks like he's come out of that. I know they're showing the shadow from behind. Maybe you're right, though. Yeah,
I think
it looks like in the second panel he's already out of the portal.
Yeah, I don't get that vibe from it, but I mean, it's not.
Yeah,
I guess only so much you could do with that kind of size panel of it.
Yes.
But
yeah, but like maybe it's also to showcase that he's an evil child. They
had to set out somehow to be a naughty child.
Yeah, so so maybe that's what it is.
Trying to defeat who makes his toys.
Well, and we also find out that Santa's not really sidelined. I like that.
Right. Yeah, we see him fighting their version of the World Serpent. essentially. Which we then see Superman fight, which that was fun. I enjoyed seeing that. He just does that one huge punch against him, and
hilarious that he gets eaten up by him and he's carries him off. It's like, what? That's that campiness though, that you're right.
yeah.
Of comics. I do like the whole, like, you gotta have the scarabs chime in still. Armor is repelling highly corrosive digestive juice.
Oh yes, yeah, nice
It's a
little
scarab,
detail.
talking
Yes,
to Jaime and being like, "Hey, don't worry, you're fine."
Yeah.
And then Santa's smart, knowing, I know you two hear me with super ears and alien machine. That yeah, it's Santa again with the Kent Clark.
I know, right? It's hilarious.
Route, Smallville, Kansas. Once again, Superman, Santa being the most powerful being on Earth, because not even Superman knows all that stuff. So
Possibly true. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. What could happen is a real possibility. Jumping to the end really quick, but since Superman's now mind controlled, maybe we'll get some like Santa versus Superman action going on.
Just thinking that
that could be pretty sweet.
That would be awesome.
I was going to say, not only would we have ever thought about them two coming together, but them fighting each other now.
Yeah,
it'd be pretty wild.
Well, because so to me, this issue really solidifies the fact that Krampus might be being mind controlled to an extent.
To an extent, sure.
Sure, he wants to create mischief and eat children still, but even Santa has said throughout the run of this miniseries that this is not like the Krampus he knew before.
Right, and plus, there's this point in the second issue too where they were cool with each other at one point in time, despite having their differences, and so I think you're right, because Krampus has that mischievous nature to him. So of course he's like, yeah, let me burn down Santa's place, but it's not necessarily why he's doing it here. Isn't necessarily because of his nature, though.
Yes, exactly. Which, speaking of Santa's place, it's great that it's in Greenland. It's in Greenland, not in the North Pole, guys. It's in Greenland.
It's in
Greenland. You
Greenland.
want to visit Santa, you got to go to Greenland.
I know, right? I was like, what is even this place called, right? Like, I don't know what to call it, other than Santa's
it's not the North Pole
base of operations, right?
Well, they call it sanctuary, right?
Maybe. I mean, I don't remember if I
called it,
but yeah.
In the backstory. Oh no, Secret Valley. That's what it is. It says Secret Valley. Well, it's cool that Krampus catches Green Arrow's arrow.
Yeah. That was such a nice little scene too. You see them all just sort of like rush out of the portal, and then flip. That's terrible. Anyway, Green Arrow letting out his thing. He's saying like, this train can bring down a rhino, and
not if
if Krampus catches it.
Yeah,
and
I like how he says Krampus is of the gods.
Well,
under, but still with power. He's under the gods. Like, even admits he's like, I'm not a god, but I have the power.
Right, and you see his butt's getting kicked, and then does the thing with Superman.
Yeah, the whole thing with Superman is, well, because in comes the serpent, and then Superman's like, oh, I got him, but no, you don't, because
nope, not at all.
There's some spirits, and now we get evil Superman, which is always fun. Evil Superman's always fun.
But now it's to let out a bunch of evils. But before we talk about all that, Krampus did steal Damian Wayne, the naughty child.
Naughty child.
Could be interesting to see where that goes. Is he just holding him for ransom? Is there something bigger he's doing with Damian? Who knows? To check out the finale.
There's probably something bigger, because you don't just hold Damian Wayne for ransom like that, really.
Krampus doesn't know who Damian Wayne is, though. He's just a child to him, though.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point.
We'll
Unless he something to do with Are we gonna see Talia al Ghul next issue? Like,
uh,
just what other characters are we gonna see next issue after this? Is
who knows?
where is it gonna go? Because where is Krampus going is a question.
Yeah.
And where are are these the monster kind being freed a distraction or part of the plan?
I mean, probably both, right? They're probably a huge distraction
Yeah.
for a bigger ultimate plan, and so
Yeah,
we'll see.
and then with like you said, is that Superman fight, like, is Superman gonna leave? Like, because we see the monsters, we see Superman,
Right?
and then the issue ends. They're all facing Santa in Greenland at the Secret
Yeah.
Valley, but question is all right, Superman like gonna be like, all right, I've freed them, now I have to go be by Krampus's side? Is he, because he's being controlled by the same things that Krampus is? So I'm wondering if they're gonna, what their plan for Superman is.
Right.
Obviously it's to use his power, but in what way? And I'm sure the things that are controlling Krampus and Superman have an idea of who Damian Wayne is. So
Who knows?
they must. I mean, come on, they know too much. They they they're very, they seem like they're very in tune with what's going on in the living world.
I don't know if I get that vibe from them, honestly. Like, all I get is that they're smarter. They obviously have a better idea of everything.
Yeah.
But more of their things seem to be more of this other Norse stuff, not necessarily
But they knew
what's
about
modern.
Superman. They knew about Superman.
I
Knew that he was
mean,
a super powerful being.
once you see somebody flying big at you and punching you, of course you know he's probably the most powerful compared to everyone just
True.
running at you.
True. I mean, everyone was kind of just running at him though. So it's like
Yeah, and then you have one guy that comes up
they were
and just
flying a
flies at him.
dragon, flying a serpent.
I was about to
It's
say.
like driving a serpent from the inside.
And you
Oh,
also see him not in action that much. Yeah, no, because he just flies off and then tries to
yeah.
hold him off. So
Yes.
Krampus could at least feel his strength a little bit, and then he's like, "Oh, you know what? I'll just mind control you."
Now, yeah, but that's the thing. Is it Krampus mind controlling, or is it?
Probably others. It's the others because it's the same sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
But yeah, because you see that same sort
It's
of voice and the bubbles that they show.
yeah.
So
The different bubbles. That's right.
yeah,
None may stop what has begun.
exactly.
And that's the thing. What has begun?
Well, we have all these monster kind, as they dub it, loose.
Let's see here. We've
I'm
got a
very
couple of,
curious in what all these represent because I'm not great with Norse stuff, and the
well,
only
the ice
idea,
giants.
right? Obviously, there's giants because of some kind, because there's different kinds of giants in the Norse
Yep.
lore, right?
Yeah.
The one that also stands out to me is we see the big wolf, which is probably their version of
Yes.
Fenrir. And
Yes.
that's the one I
Probably.
looked at and I was like, oh, I know what that one probably is. The others I wasn't sure of, other than, like, obviously we know there's giants, but there's different things that giants
Yeah.
are.
There's dwarfs.
Yeah, we see a dwarfs.
That's a
And then
troll, I
it's
guess, or is that an ogre?
something like that. I mean, that's a good
Yeah.
question. I was
And
gonna
then
say, I'm not,
skeletons. And
yeah,
then there's just shadows of everything else.
yeah, probably just more of what we already saw. So,
Yeah, so these are probably the five main
kinds.
kinds. Yeah.
They're probably
Uh
just one wolf, but other than that, there's probably lots of the others. Well, you
yeah,
don't
the
necessarily see other giants though, so maybe it is just the two giants.
yeah, just the two giants, because I definitely see the other troll ogre looking things in the
Yeah,
background.
yeah, and then the other
Obviously the
two sizes.
skeletons and the, yeah, there's definitely
Yeah,
the pointy ears and
yeah.
everything. So yeah.
Heroes,
So
they're gonna need backup, that's for sure. So we'll see
but yeah, that's why who else is gonna show up
we'll
next
see
issue?
other people popping up, and we'll see how the resolution, how they ended against Krampus. I really hope though they kind of bring the series back to what the title's called, to where I
Yes.
hope they end it with Batman and Santa going at it to go in Krampus together while everyone else is fighting off against everything. Because I think that'd be just a nice way to end it. How you have that true team up just between them two here at the end, while Batman's wanting to go rescue Damien, and of course Santa's wanting to correct Claus
Yeah,
or Krampus.
it'd be weird if they didn't, with it being called Silent Night.
I hope so. We'll
Batman
see.
Santa Claus is Silent Night, you know, like,
Yeah.
and the KNIHT for Batman, obviously.
Yeah.
And I want to know not only who's going to be fighting next, but where they're going to be fighting. Because are they going to take it to, like, are these giants going to, like, make it to, because Greenland's not far from mainland North America and
Sure.
mainland Europe.
That's true.
It's kind of
Who
right there in
knows?
the middle.
It,
So
it depends.
where are they
right?
going with this?
Yeah. Who knows? I guess we'll just have to wait, find out next time, I suppose. I don't know. I don't really feel like there's much else to talk about here.
There's really not. No,
No,
this was a
no.
really straightforward, you know,
Fun read, that's for sure. So
it was definitely a fun read. Definitely my favorite issue of the 3 so far.
that's good stuff. Yeah, no, I had a good time reading it. It was very quick, but yeah, I think that did it very well. Come back for the finale of this, right? Part 4, because this has been a really fun time, and so a fun Christmas
Yeah,
series.
so definitely a good read.
So yeah,
Peppermint John.
Yeah, Peppermint John, right? Comment down Peppermint John down below. Anyway, have a good one, everybody. Where can the people go find not only you, but also me and others at?
Well, come over to Redshirts Remastered. You'll find the Dingus himself, Spencer, myself, someone named Patrick, or you may know him as Gannon. And then we have Geo the Sage there as well for some gaming fun on Twitch, some podcast and event fun over on YouTube. Check it all out. All the links are going to be in the description below.
Yep, they'll be all down there. Check out Dinguston on not all the socials, but whatever socials are available down below. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time here on the Dinguston. Thank you for watching this video. Before you go, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video. See you next time here on the Dinguston.